Hello, and welcome to a special episode of Power with 3. This week, we'll be talking about our favourite holiday of the year, Christmas. With new lockdown measures just announced across the UK, join our conversation and let us know what tradition and activities you'll be taking part in over the festive period.
I did myself an injustice last year because I didn't watch Love Actually, and I watch Love Actually every year.
Oh my god!
I love Love Actually. I remember. Don't even get me started because I remember when we were living together and we spiraled into the Christmas movies, and we were like, Love Actually has to be on there.
Do you know a Christmas film that I watched last year actually, and I'd never seen it before, and I'm like really surprised I've never seen it. It's actually quite good. The Santa Claus.
What?
I'd never seen it until last year, and then the kids were watching it. No, not last year, the year before. And the kids were watching it, and I just sat and watched it with them, and I was like, oh my god, this is like such a good Christmas film. Like, how did I go like my whole life without ever watching it? It's so funny, but also cute.
Christmas movies are the best. I can't believe you've only seen that last year.
I know.
Oh, it comes on TV every year, I swear.
Really?
Yeah. My favourite one... Oh, do you know what comes on TV every year? Home Alone.
Oh, yes. I haven't seen that.
It's been years.
I mean, I'm not going to watch Home Alone on TV because I doubt I'm going to see anything that dictates to me what I'm watching. Yeah. So I would obviously have to just go and choose it, but I'm sure they'll be broadcasting it.
Yeah.
And, right, okay, so... This I have to show you guys, and I might have to Google it so that we can actually watch this video. But I think I've told you about him before, but I watched this YouTuber called the channel's Vsauce.
Oh yeah, I know Vsauce.
And I think he also does Mindfield as well. And I can't remember which one it's on, but it's the guy Mike who does it, and he actually explores and does the experiments from Home Alone. Like the bit where he puts the heater thing onto the doorknob, and it burns his hand, and when his hair he does the flamethrower on, and it burns his hand. Or when they actually did these experiments to see if you would survive it. It's really good. And they did one where, do you know where he's on the stairs and he's coming down, and then the paint can swings and knocks him out. Oh my god, when they actually do the experiment was what would you be able to actually survive this if it happened to you? Or when he takes the, was it the hammer and hits him because he thinks the spider's there. Yeah, I have to show you this video. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, feeling Christmassy, go and watch Vsauce. Would you survive Home Alone? I think the video is called.
Yeah.
It is really funny, and it's a science experiment, so it's also educational.
I do like Vsauce.
Yeah. Christmas is actually my favourite time of the year to watch movies, but I do get that Christmas feeling. As much as I try and deny that I get this Christmas cheer.
Humbug.
Yeah, I kind of I don't like Christmas, but then always sort of engage with it. Yeah, it's my favourite time to sit down and watch films, particularly Christmas films. Love Actually is definitely at the top of my list. It's
It's just the ultimate Christmas thing. Yeah. What's the song that... All I want for Christmas
and
is
Jump.
you.
Jump. Girls
Oh yeah, Jump for my love. Yeah.
That's a good song.
Yeah, that was good one. I don't even like Girls Aloud that much, but I did enjoy that song.
It was a cover actually. Don't ask me who the original
most of their
was.
songs were covers, wasn't it? No, I say that I don't actually know, so I'm not anything against Girls Aloud. They were cool. But if you think about it, they came out of, was it X Factor, whatever it's called at the time,
Stars, yeah.
which is basically the same thing, and they always do covers.
Rivals.
Literally, they would have their first song that they were released was the final song, which was always a cover.
Okay.
Always.
Their
a cover.
first song was an original one, though. I think the
in Pop Stars. I think it was more like the X Factor, but over time I think they did more covers.
No, they did, yeah. But I think their first song was original, and the boy band, they broke up straight away.
I don't actually remember.
But
what
after
they're
they
called.
came out, I don't remember either. But they broke up instantly.
Apparently, well, that's probably why they didn't
First
win.
single, they were just like, no.
Well,
Yeah, One Direction's done quite well in terms of like boy bands.
yeah.
They've been around and they now have solo careers. And I think Little Mix, which is obviously the only really successful female group from a talent show. Like
Yeah.
that. Except obviously Girls Aloud.
And even then, like, I do think they've actually become bigger than Girls Aloud. In a way,
Yeah.
they've definitely had more reach than Girls Aloud is, but that might be more of a signal of the times than
Yeah.
necessarily that they're better or whatever as a comparison between the two. But yeah, they're definitely way bigger. They've got more personalities and they're still a group doing... Like, Girls Aloud did break up and it was kind of like you only really knew, like, Cheryl.
Yeah.
And half of that was the scandal that she had with the black toilet attendant
Oh, yeah.
that
Yeah.
said that she beat her up. Was that? And then the
Yeah.
whole Andy Cole, like, footballer?
Ashley Cole.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I remember reading a conspiracy theory where basically there was rumours about him being gay and about her being a racist, so they got into a pact where basically they got married, and then all of the whole, like, affair stuff was him basically looking like he's kind of, like, all into girls because he's, like, cheating on his wife. And then it throws off the heat off of her, the fact that she's a racist, and then they divorce and they, like... get what they want. Obviously, this is a conspiracy theory. And
Conspiracy
it's obviously,
theory.
like,
I think
not
this is
true,
probably
or
like
might be,
media
might not
trash.
be. That's what I prefaced with. No.
Like, if
this
you...
is not from a reputable source.
That's what. If you're not going to be reputable, fine. Put your opinions out there. I have no problem with you being with opinions. Hence the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
However, you're not putting opinion in front of those. You're just going, oh, according to an unknown source.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do I know that source is real? And why are you the only newspaper reporting this?
I find now that a lot of the time they start with allegedly to
Yeah.
be able to get away with just being like, oh, all this sensationalized crap that probably isn't real, but allegedly. So it means we're not saying it's true. Which I guess that's what I just did actually right now.
Yeah, but you're not saying that you are fact.
No.
Like, you're not a factual source that people go
You're not
to
like
for
a
fact.
news outlet.
I'm not. Insert big newspaper. Sponsored by News of the World.
Oh, Jesus.
What are you guys looking forward to doing at Christmas this year?
I think because my families all live in different boroughs and counties, and it's going to be quite hard to be like, oh, this county is in under this restrictions or this is this restrictions and stuff. It might have to be one where we just kind of spend it at home. I'm not sure yet. I haven't put anything in stone. I'm still going to kind of wait and see and hold out hope that we can kind of do the round that I usually do. Like, I normally go to Mo's parents and see my parents, and my parents are separated, so that means 2 trips, not just one. And try and see family. But at the same time, like last Christmas, we weren't feeling well, and we were just like, you know, when you stop at work, sometimes when you get a break, and then that's when you get ill.
Yeah.
That is kind of the last Christmas, and we just didn't want to leave the house, so we kind of went to M&S, got as much Christmassy stuff to shove in the oven, because obviously we weren't planning on being home, so hadn't stocked the fridge. And ended up playing, what did we play?
Divinity.
Probably. It was either Divinity or when we started playing Civ 6.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And we can't, no, I don't think it was. I think we started playing Civ in lockdown because I needed a PC and I didn't have a PC then, so it must have been Divinity. Yeah, so we just kind of like got loads of like snacks, watched movies, played Divinity, which is really good because you need the hours as well.
Yeah.
So you need kind of like the time, and it's hard to get that time to play such a long games, so that kind of worked as well.
Yeah.
I think I might do something similar again. Like, we always say, okay, we will have like a night in where we can actually like watch movies or play a game, and I just say, oh, can we play a game? And now that we've got the early access to Baldur's Gate 3, I think that might be our Christmas. There's too many like classes and races and different things that you can be, that we've decided we're just going to replay the opening early access bit over and over and over again until we tried everything out, and then when we actually, the full game's released, we're going in hard. Like, we know exactly what we do, we know what we're going to be, how we're going to play, what kind of combinations, and see how far we can get. So that will be my Christmas.
Yeah, that sounds so good.
That sounds like a nice chill Christmas.
Yeah.
Not like stress-free in every way. I feel like Christmas is definitely has to be about your individual enjoyment, because I think like when you try and make Christmas about everyone needs to have fun, I think that takes the fun out of it being Christmas, because some people prefer to maybe just hang around and like play a game or watching films, doing movies and stuff. That's kind of one of my favourite things to do, really. I think now, like, as I've gotten older, spending more time at home with my mum and my brother and sister and my dad at Christmas, I've started to take on more of the cooking. So every time Christmas is coming up, my mum now looks forward to me like taking on dinner. She doesn't really ask about it. She's just like, it's kind of a given.
Yeah.
What's your favourite Christmas thing to cook?
Oh,
interesting. Ooh, for me, that would be potatoes, roast potatoes in goose fat. They're so good.
That's your favourite thing to cook. I kind of feel like, yeah, you cook them, but you don't cook them.
Cook and eat, I think. But no, you definitely cook potatoes. You're like,
you cook potatoes, but it's mostly just the oven. Like, I feel like when you do other things, you've kind of got to, like, if you've got like the stuffing, you've got a little bit more of a process where you're physically having to manipulate, I guess.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Whereas, you can, if you've got like the perfect herb mix and you know the goose fat that you're using, you can replicate that year on year without like any kind of, I've got that ready, I'll do it.
Yeah.
They're covered. I baste them every now and again, and they'll come out perfect. But really, you're still drinking in the other room.
But that's the best kind of food, right?
Yeah.
When you're cooking, it's like you let it do its thing. Well, yeah, it looks after itself while you're getting drunk on bucks.
Well, you're looking after yourself.
Like, it's exactly. Yes.
Okay. How much sherry is going to be in your Christmas this year?
It'll be Paul. Actually.
Paul. Sorry.
Couple bottles, maybe.
Yeah. Oh my god, that stuff is like, I fucking love it. It is the most delicious thing ever, but it is dangerous. I remember one year, because like this was a year, because usually we have like a tradition where we'll wrap presents together and we'll like share a bottle of port.
Yeah, I do remember all the pictures.
But one year I was wrapping presents on my own, so I had port, and I didn't really think, and kind of had like nearly a whole bottle to myself, apart from maybe one glass. And I didn't really realise just how strong it was until I stood up and I was like, shit, the room is like bouncing underneath me, like I was so hungover.
Port fucks you up, like.
It's dangerous.
It's such a strong drink to have.
I don't think I've really had port.
Be safe, kids.
It's quite a sweet drink, like, to taste. It's quite sweet. We have to get you some port this year, so you can have like a little bit. For you and Nafara. It's kind of like, for me, it's quite a sweet taste, but it's also like, the colour is very like, it's like a strong, deep red.
Is it like red wine?
It is. It's basically just like a sweet red wine, but it's a bit heavier, because where it's quite strong, like you would kind of probably want it in like you should really consume it in small amounts.
Yeah.
With, like a sweet thing, like a dessert.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it is. It basically just tastes like a very sweet red wine. But again, as you said, it's kind of quite deep and heavy, which is again delicious in my opinion. But again, I think not too much really, because it
not to the levels that we've had port over Christmas. But port is
let us be the cautionary tale.
What was your favourite thing to cook at Christmas? Did you ever take on... It's going to be... What? Is it going to be new for you this year?
No. Like, I've cooked at Christmas. We've done, like, non-traditional Christmases and stuff like that where we just, like... Especially with, like, most family will all, like, pick a dish and we'll, like, cook. And I do kind of try to do... We've gotten to the point with my family where we've kind of try to help as much as possible, but by the time you even get there in the morning, dinner's almost like is ready to go in the oven, breakfast is like almost ready. You can't do anything with my Gma. She is on it. Like she's baked 3 different types of breads. She's got ham, she's got prawns, she's got avocado, she's got turkey, she's got stewed chicken, she's got Congo beans, she's got callaloo, she's got everything. You can try, like we'll be like, oh, and you come in with your mac and cheese and like you try and sneak things in there, but you're really full, like it does. She's amazing. Like Christmas is always like...
God, all saying that's making me hungry. Like, it sounds delicious.
Oh my god, my stomach just like...
Do you know what was worse is that like when we were so ill, we didn't want to go to Christmas dinner. Gma actually phoned me. She was like, I'll put your ham in the freezer because I love her ham. I'll put your ham in the freezer, but I ain't seen her in 9 months, so I never saw her after Christmas, and I haven't seen her since. So I'm guessing she ate my ham. I think last time I spoke to her like a week ago, right? We were talking about like if we're gonna do Christmas because obviously like our family's way more than 6 people, and if it would be viable to do that, and she was like, oh well, your Christmas present's still in the living room, so you could just have that again this year. She's like, I'll give it to someone else. I was like, no, you bought that for us. Don't you dare. She's like, I don't even remember what it is.
His mother-in-law does that. She'll buy like Christmas presents for people in like January, February when the sales come in, and then she'll like forget like what it's for, who it's for. Like she's given like. Even actually last Christmas, there was like a present that one of the kids opened that was meant to be for one of the other ones, and she was just like, no. Because she just buys them so early, and will like wrap them early as well. So that means it doesn't even like, she can't even be like, oh, it's, yeah.
You don't wrap them.
I know. But she's like, I'll be fine.
Oh, at least put the names on it when you wrap them. That would help.
Yeah.
This is for Alex. I don't know, I'm just saying names.
That did happen to me when Ozil went through a habit of pulling off all of the tags on presents. So I'd put them out and she ripped them all off so they all fell off in my suitcase. And then when people were opening presents, I was like, yeah, wait, that's not for you. Because I put the tags on again and was just like, I hope so. Because when they were all wrapped, it was just like... I don't know, I'd had like a few glasses of port while doing it too, so...
Are you guys Are you guys getting your Christmas tree up this year?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, even if we're not like... Well, yeah, we're definitely putting it out. I think even if we were like... I think also if we weren't in the like house for, say, Christmas, like last year, for example... We still put the Christmas tree up anyway, because it's quite nice when you like after you've seen family on like Boxing Day coming back, and it's still sort of like continuing the sort of festive. Yeah. Will you guys be putting up your tree this year?
Yeah, like last year we actually didn't put up our tree because
blasphemy.
I know. It wasn't that we were just out a lot and we were like, look, we are not even going to be in the house at all. We're going to be in the house for like a day. It seems like a little bit of a waste of time, just to take it down to have seen it in the evening. Do you know what I mean? But because we're in a lot more, like working from home, just by proxy means that we're in the house more. I definitely want to get the tree back up again, and decorate it and have the lights on. But we're thinking about having a bit of a shuffle in the living room, so I'm not sure where yet.
Yeah.
But I think I'll come up with a good
We can
place to put it.
We could make some recommendations actually for places. I think on Amazon where you can get like decent sized like balls and stuff for your tree.
Oh, I've got all the balls and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. We've got a tree. We just didn't put it up last year.
Oh right.
We put it up the year before, but it was mainly also that's why we got the cheap one. We just moved into the house and we spent a load of money on like obviously getting it painted and moving and all of that. So we were like, we'll just get a cheap tree because we have to celebrate our first Christmas in this house with the tree. And so I did get all the baubles and the star. I think we got a star.
Yeah.
To go on top.
Do we have an angel?
No, we have a star. I want us to get an angel though. There was a long time where we used to have a fairy on top of the tree in our house, and then we had to switch it to stars because I used to like go up and get the fairy and like play with it. And like so it got to the point where they were like, no, because you keep taking it down to play with it. And I was like, I want to play with the fairy, like it's just cute.
Yeah.
Explains a lot.
We normally have a star. And my mum's actually, we normally have a star. Would you say that's a tradition for your household?
I think we had an angel, but my grand's Catholic, so it makes sense to have an angel.
We probably will need to invest in some more decorations.
Yeah, we will.
I feel like you should always update every now and again. Although I feel like at my grandparents, those decorations have been there probably as old as me. I'm not sure. Things just appear in my grandmother's house. So you know what grandmas are like. They just buy really useful things without you knowing it, and you're like, wow, where did this come from? Oh, I just got it the other day. Yeah, so I don't actually know. They feel like the same ones, but I don't like tinsel.
Oh, controversial.
It's so shiny.
I think we found a topic that we can disagree about.
I don't know what it is. Like, I don't mind it being on the walls and like decorating and stuff like that, but when it's on the tree, it just makes. I feel like I like the American style trees with like the bows and the not quite tinsel bits, but you can get like little stringy bits to hang. I feel like I like that more than I do.
Beads.
No, not the beads. Like they're like little string bits that you can like put over the branches to decorate, and like you can get like little bows and stuff that hang on them, and the baubles and stuff like that, and you just see more of the lights. I feel like sometimes having a packed Christmas tree gives me anxiety.
Can I say
you
that?
don't like our house?
No, we used to have the same fight with my sister, me and my mum, like every year, because she hated tinsel on the tree as well. Me and my mum used to love it, and you quite like tinsel on the tree as well. I think if you don't overdo it, like I tend to put like blues and whites on it to make it kind of look like snow, and I find actually it glistens the light and actually brings out the light, in my opinion, because you have the reflection of the shininess of the tinsel, and it kind of makes it warmer, which is why I do love tinsel on the tree, although it is. No, it's the fucking beads. I'm such a pain to go on.
Maybe that's a question our listeners can answer. Tinsel or no tinsel?
Tinsel or no tinsel?
That is the question. Beads?
Beads.
Or all three, maybe?
Yeah.
No.
Hashtag Tinselgate.
So let us know, what is better? Tinsel or no tinsel? What are you going to be doing this year? Is there going to be tinsel, or are you just worried about cats playing with it all the time?
I know, they've kind of like, they've been learning. Oswin is quite bad for it because she's very like, she likes danglies. So any bit of dangly could be a phone wire. Back in the day when I like didn't have wireless headphones. Anything she sees it, she will go for it. So at tinsel, she's like always pulling it down.
And she likes to chew the branches as well.
We found Percy in the tree once.
Didn't he do that once in that Break Your TV?
No, he pushed over board games. And then he like pushed the TV forward. On the day before Christmas Eve, that was like...
I just remember getting a message from you guys saying Percy just broke our TV, and I was like, but it's Christmas Eve, and you were like, I know. I was like, what are you gonna do?
And it wasn't even like on the side, so it was literally right down the middle. So like there was no way we could just be like, okay, maybe we can do the aspect ratio. It was just like middle of the fucking.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I think just Percy's been waiting to get his own back on the fact that we left him at your mum's for a while when we moved in together. Because he doesn't know the pain of lugging that through Tooting and through Earlsfield and up that bloody hill that had to be done to buy that TV. With our house that had no furniture, but it had a sofa and a TV with no TV stand.
Didn't Liv turn around and say it looked like we were squatting?
Yeah! Well, to be fair, her house came furnished.
It did, yeah.
We were working on it. It looked amazing by the time we were done.
Yeah, it was real cozy.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was funny though.
Oh, yeah. Having animals at Christmas is quite cute. I wonder, obviously we can't ask you this question, but maybe we can... Actually, if you had a pet, would you buy a Christmas present?
No.
Oh, not even like a little pouch of something absolutely delicious.
Maybe if I had a pet, I might change my mind. I would reserve the right to change my mind. But no. No, I'm not even one of those people that would like my cats or dogs or stuff on my bed.
I think fair.
That is fair.
Especially your dog. No, this is not your bed. Your
Passy
bed's
would be
over
the
there.
worst type thing, because Passy would probably wake me up at Christmas. He always likes to just jump.
That's what I used to do to my parents. Do you have any order to how you do your Christmas day? For example, growing up, we had to have breakfast, and breakfast was always kind of around 10, maybe a bit earlier, depending on how much we annoyed our parents after they got in late and we told them they had to get up. And everyone had to be finished breakfast, and when we finished breakfast, we would then go and do presents. So we'd hand them all the presents out, and then family would take pictures. We'll talk about really young now. I don't think we do the pictures anymore. But we'd hand out all the presents, and then we'd open them, and then it would be okay, cool. Now it's time for Ferrero Rocher, and obviously older than not still as a child, but liquor. That's when the brandies, the desperados comes out. And you start going, yeah, I'll have some of that.
Baileys.
I mean, you've already had the Bucks Fizz in the morning, so you already started, who you kidding? And then it's kind of you chill, you play a game, you watch a movie or something, you have some time family time, and then you have dinner. And that's kind of always the structure, over my childhood and being with, my mum's side of the family.
Yeah. That's kind of similar to ours, actually, because in our household, we'd wake up, do the presents, breakfast, and we'll start drinking, when we say we, my family, my parents are not as much of a drinker as I am. My dad tried to keep up once and he couldn't.
Oh! Out drinking your dad!
He just fell asleep. But yeah, for us it's very similar, so we would get up, open our presents, breakfast, but the problem every Christmas when my mum was making Christmas dinner was that because she was mostly doing it by herself, it means that she would have to be ready until you can open it, and that probably meant 1 p.m. You probably had to wait until 1 p.m. So it's my brother and sister are Mum, can I open my present? She's no, not yet. I'm not done. But obviously she had a lot she was doing around the house and making sure they enjoy Christmas.
Your mum goes all out for Christmas. I love the way your mum does Christmas.
Yeah, she does. I mean, I think she does it because of us. Well, the kid.
I think she also likes it.
Yeah, she does secretly. She's this is stressing me out. Why is this not
Yeah,
done?
but she totally loves it.
Yeah.
She's tinsel around the staircase,
Everything.
Upstairs, downstairs, everywhere is decorated. I love it. I love to come into your house at Christmas since it was wow.
Oh my god, those decorations have made their way outside now.
Oh, they're outside now.
You've got
She's leveling up.
She's
As I did to before, I was level up, level up, level up, level up, level up.
Yeah. What about you?
So the usual kind of thing was we'd get up really early, and it's still the case even now because the kids. But my mum was just a kid as well, so she'd get you up by 8:30 was the deadline you had to be out of bed by, because she'd be up at 6, setting up because we'd eat Christmas dinner at 1. So we'd eat quite early, so literally my mum was like a child. Like, she'd wake up at like 6 in the morning and be like bouncing around the house like, it's Christmas! It's like, except I loved it when I was a child. When I got a little bit older and the hangover started to kind of be like a part of Christmas Day, wasn't so easy to deal with. But so yeah, but we would do like presents, and like for breakfast we'd have like our chocolate or like whatever we got from like our stocking and stuff, and then have lunch, and then have tea, which is the only time we ever called dinner tea was at Christmas. So like we just adopted a northern phrase for what reason I don't know. But where we basically have like a buffet of like kind of like party food and like cheese and biscuits and all of that stuff.
Sounds like brunch.
Basically, yeah.
That seems more sensible to me.
But you basically, there was just food. Like, so for after like Christmas dinner, basically there's just like food all day. So you just eat all day. That's kind of the whole point. Is you ate, you drank when you were old enough. You played with your toys, watched TV. But it was quite like laid back, I think. Usually everything was done in the morning, and then by like later in the afternoon you were bare tired.
Not gonna lie, before dinner sometimes you have to go have a nap.
Mm-hmm.
How would you guys improve Christmas if you could, in terms of like that tradition, the traditions that you have when you start having, well,
include more
families
Baldur's
and stuff?
Gate.
Baldur's Gate.
I don't know,
At
because
breakfast, I think for me, because the time that we did it, when like, oh my god, those pancakes that you made were like so delicious, and they were like, he did like this thing where like, because pancakes are like my favourite thing as well, so it kind of makes it even better. Like literally these beautiful fluffy pancakes, like raspberries, blueberries and strawberries like mixed all together with like hazelnuts and like honey, and it was just
it was very
so delicious. So I feel like for me, adding like a breakfast meal like that into my Christmases is what I would change from. But otherwise, yeah, I like kind of opening presents early and kind of having dinner early. That's like usually, again, it's just whatever's in your selection box.
Yeah.
Or your tangerine if you eat that, but I don't eat that.
I have to have
Christmas
breakfast.
is not about fruit for me, it's all about chocolate.
Breakfast is so important. It's like, it sets you up in that period.
Yeah.
To like open gifts. I feel like, well, actually we have breakfast after we open our gifts, but it needs to come close, because I feel like after you've opened it and you've enjoyed it, it's like,
It makes
I'm
sense.
hungry now. It's back to having like my normal like stomach.
yeah, I don't know what I'd do without breakfast. I get it, like people don't really do breakfast at thing, but we always did breakfast and it was always delicious.
What did you guys have for your breakfast?
So we'd have a starter. This is the posh Christmas that my grandmother has imbued to us. Now we can't change it. It's like, this is how Christmas is. So we'd have a starter, and that would normally be like grapefruit, or melon, like not watermelon, but like
The yellow one.
yeah, or the
Do you know
orange
that
one.
tastes like soap?
Well, there's always the orange one that you can have instead.
Oh, I think that's probably my least favourite.
I like both of them. I just like melon, like dude. Yes, you'd have melon, and then you just have like your breakfast. So there would be everything. There'd be like eggs, sausages. There'd be beans, beef.
Ooh, that sounds really nice.
God, I don't even know what's there now. I just know that I eat it. But yeah, then there's breakfast, and then it's also the same with like dinner. With dinner, there's 2 courses as well. So you'd have like avocado, like salad, and prawn cocktail. Or if you don't want the prawns, you have the salad. And then for dinner, it'd be like turkey, it'd be like stewed chicken, and all of that afterwards. Stuffing, all of that. And I literally, some Christmases, I never eat turkey.
Really? See, my mum, I think maybe it's because, it might be the same for you, but for my mum, where she's obviously from a different culture in a way, they still celebrate Christmas at the same time, saying, I don't need to give a disclaimer, right? But my mum, she like never really got turkey because she found that it's quite drying, but also like, yeah, so if she's taking care of Christmas dinner, we probably wouldn't have turkey. It's not like a staple in our Christmas meal.
Yeah, me and Mo don't like turkey, so even if I was cooking Christmas dinner for the 2 of us, or we were cooking dinner for the 2 of us, we would not do a turkey. Like, it just wouldn't. Our children were probably not going to get turkey. Even like when we're with his family and stuff like that, we don't do turkey. And maybe that is like where both of our cultures are more from a warmer climate as well. You wouldn't have turkey.
Yeah.
So it kind of feels like they just don't really like. Could be in the middle of Africa with turkeys. Have you seen turkeys in Africa?
I've never been to Africa, to be fair.
Oh, I've never been to Africa in Christmas. Actually, no, that's a lie. I have. I've only been to one African country at Christmas, and we didn't have turkey.
Well, what country was that?
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe.
Yes, where Mo's from. So
Yeah.
we were with his family, and we actually had a barbecue. It was great.
That sounds amazing. Was it
Yeah.
like fairly warm in Zimbabwe at that time?
I mean, it's closest to the equator, so it's fairly warm in Zimbabwe at all times. In comparison to the UK, but yeah, it was sunny. Literally, we were outside, like playing in the garden with the kids, and it was sunny, and I was like outside in the sun, like FaceTiming Mum. And she was like inside, cold, with a jumper on. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just sunbathing. It's great. Which it also explains as well, kind of like, obviously, before I grew up with warm Christmases.
Yeah. The thing is, though, a lot of people wouldn't be able to do that this year, as in, because of COVID restrictions, like travel abroad around the Christmas period to, like, either be with family abroad or...
Yeah. Well, even locally, too, could still be an issue. Like, just even, like... 50 miles away, you might not be able to go in, like, different city or even the same city. Like, yeah, it's a shame, though. But I think with technology now, though, like, it doesn't matter, like, whether you can't be physically there, at least you can... But, like, again, like, you FaceTimed your mum from, like, Zimbabwe. Like, it's not obviously the same as you sitting, like, but you can still, you still have that contact that's instantaneous, I think is, at least one, like, kind of, like, positive.
A massive thanks to all of our listeners and supporters. Don't forget to hit subscribe to get notified of future episodes. For additional content, behind the scenes fun, and more of our beautiful faces, give us a follow on Instagram at P3 Podcast. Cheers!
You can follow me, Dale, on Instagram at DaleCam11. Yeah, go on, follow me.
You can follow me on IG at Shay_Cam. Look forward to seeing you there.
Hi, the name's Liam. I've got pics. You want to see them? Well, then don't wait till tomorrow. Give us a follow. Go on IG and search at LA Doheny.